Hey, everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? We're so happy you're here. Tonight is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. It's our first show of the new year. We have an amazing guest on, an old friend of ours. Well, he's a young guy, but he's an old friend. And his name is Henry Kapersky, and he is now an amazing songwriter, and he goes by Henki Skidu. You're going to freak out. His music is so beautiful. Hit that promo, Leo.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am.
Hi, everybody. So, right there, what Leo was just showing. Thank you, Leo. Keep it there for a minute. I want to remind everybody Leo created a beautiful website for our show. It's the What's the Story with Maria.com. I want you at some point to go there, please. And these are all the podcast platforms that we're on. And if you, the way Leo designed it is if you click on one of the, whatever one you want, it'll take you directly to that. And I think that that's the way to do it. Because I used to go through the other sites and then, to find and share it with people. But this is so much easier. Just go to what's the story with Maria.com and you have anything, you have them all there. iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube, everything you have there. Boom. We also have a YouTube channel, the What's the Story with Maria YouTube channel. You can watch our show there as well, or you can watch it here on Facebook Live. And we have our What's the Story with Maria Facebook page. You can watch it there. Whatever you want. We have so many ways that you can find us. And please, if you do go to our Facebook page, we would love it if you liked it. That would make our day. And also, we're on Instagram, and please feel free to follow us there as well. And that way, you can get all the information as we launch into this new year of new guests and some old friends and some new friends. And always, the mission of our show is to showcase our creative and beautiful friends. And now more than ever, we need to stay creative, to create more art, and these waves, these beautiful waves of music and art and creativity, and just ripple it out into the world. The world needs us more than ever now, whether they know it or not. Leo, would you join me, my friend? If you could do that, that would be amazing. Oh my God, how cute he is. Leo Rodriguez. There he is.
My toupee is just not staying on correctly.
Looks so cute. Leo, look what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the shirt, the
I
sweatshirt
love
he sent me for Christmas. He sent me this, and he sent me a beautiful, very roomy. I love it. Like amazingly soft sweatshirt. These are, a lot of people love the summer. All that's. I am not a summer person because I like to eat and I whatever, and I grew up in Boston, so I like the cold. I love the fall and I love the winter. So this is a perfect. These are perfect clothes for me, and I love to wear big clothes and all that stuff.
And layers. They don't understand layers. You dress in layers in winter.
Yes, and in the winter I can eat and just be fat, and I don't care. I don't care. Then the spring comes and I gotta go on a diet, which I am going back on the keto in a few weeks. Anyway, let's say hello to our friends first in Danielle Alexandria Alchemy, our wonderful friend. She is a spiritual guide, a medium, a psychic, past life. She does past life regression, spirit animal readings. She talks to the other side. Danielle, I'm constantly singing your praises to my friends. Please go and check out Danielle at DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com and see all the services that she provides. And you can just click on it and go straight to, you can book sessions. I personally gave it, I got a session, of course, but I also gave it to a lot of my friends for gifts. and my family members last year and the year before. It was an amazing gift. So, Leo, that is
Mm-hmm.
one thing. And then I would like Leo to talk about our beautiful friends, John and Lori Towers. They are amazing. They're DJs, they're music historians. They do amazing things. They're writers, they're musicians. And where can our listeners and viewers find John and Lori?
Well, if you want to join us tomorrow night on WFMU.org, you type it into your web browser there, go to Sheena's Jungle Room, and at 9 o'clock to the witching hour? Sorry, 10 o'clock to the witching hour. Tomorrow night, Sheena's Jungle Room, you want to go beneath the underground and listen to the wonderful, just everything,
Eclectic.
jazz, poetry, rocking out from the Lower East Side, talented women, strong women, just and Lori beating up on John. That's my fun part.
Well, you love that. You know what?
I love
What
that.
I feel like when I listen to John and Lori and their broadcast, I feel like I took. Oh, look at your cup! I feel like I took a trip back in time to that part of New York that is slowly shrinking. I mean, it comes back sometimes and but there's so much. I was just down there last Sunday, and it's so special. It's so special. Oh, you know what else? This is just a side note. I was down by Veselka. We were going to go eat at Veselka in Little Ukraine, which is
Ooh.
around East 9th, I think. We ended
Mm-hmm.
up going to a different place. But did you know I found out because I was talking to this Ukrainian man who came into the duplex this week. Do you know what Veselka means in Ukrainian? It
No.
means rainbow. How
Oh wow.
beautiful is that? Yeah. So if find yourself in the Lower East Side, go and support Veselka. It's a beautiful restaurant. It's been there, authentic Ukrainian food. It's been there for at
So
least 3
good.
years. And potato pancakes, um,
Pierogies,
borscht,
pierogies, pierogies.
pierogies. Oh my God. And it's so good. And the people are so sweet that run it and work there. So please, and now you know it means rainbow. I didn't know that. Um, okay. Another
You know,
thing I
I
want to
showed. Oh, you want to go
go. No,
first?
no, go ahead, honey.
Well, I forgot to honor our. Well, we should honor our January model. Hubba,
Oh,
hubba.
that is
Mm-hmm.
Kelvin Moonlow, our friend who's so cute. Oh my
Very.
God. But he's as talented as he is cute. He was in a SpongeBob SquarePants on Broadway. He was in Beetlejuice on Broadway. And he's been in so many things on Broadway, on tour. His voice is absolutely stunning, stunning. And he just is so animated. And it's just
And
it's
he's
impossible not to
talented
catch.
behind the camera and doing a lot of camera stuff and technically as well. I
Yes,
mean,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So Kelvin Moonlow is our Mr. January
mm-hmm.
2025. So here's our calendar. It's only $12, and always have them at the duplex on Wednesdays. Most of the time, I'm at Stonewall on Mondays, and I'm at Brandy's on Fridays and Saturdays. So please, if you want an apron and you're in the city, come and get one live from me. Look at how
Mm-hmm.
cute he is. Oh my God, I love him. And
And there is more hotness in this calendar.
oh
Oh
my
my
God, there's a
goodness.
lot of hotness in this calendar. So please come and get one. And if you don't live locally and you can't get, just let me know and I'll mail one out to you, okay? And it's just a few extra bucks for the mailing, but we'll
You
work it
know
out.
what we don't have on our calendar this year?
What?
A good old 23 Skidoo.
Yeah.
Just
And you
saying.
know, right. So Henki Skidu, I'd like you say, I don't know that name, but it's catchy. Well, you know the name Henry Kapersky. He is our friend, and
Oh,
he is a
Maria.
songwriter now. He's always been an amazing musical director and piano player, and worked in all levels of music and
A
musician.
little blast from the past
Oh,
there
look, go ahead, Leo,
of
show
Henry
him.
visiting. I won't go into the audio, but there is our wonderful Maria, our Bill Gothi, that dude in the red sweater, that Mexican guy,
I don't
y'all.
know who he is. That That little
And
Mexican elf. How
that
cute.
handsome guy that's your guest there.
Yep. There he is, Henry Kapersky, and now as a songwriter, he goes under the name Henki Skidu.
And
So
Skidu.
we're gonna ask him how that happened in a minute. I do want to, and I will remind you at the end. There's something happening next Monday night at Stonewall.
That's right.
Susie, Chauncey, and I are throwing a big New Year party. Not a New Year's Eve, just let's launch into 2025 with our creative selves and start this ripple of goodness um, in the universe. And we're going to start it at Stonewall. No cover, open mic, and also it doesn't have to be musical. If you want to read a poem or anything like that that you want to do, just please. I'm going to bring snacks. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to make super
A
fruity
little
drinks.
snack.
Yeah, just a few snacks. Oh, speaking of a few snacks, there's Rena Cruniali Berge, my cousin, who I love. Hello, my loves, and happy Tuesday. Unfortunately, me and Bergie got hit hard with a bug. Oh my
Oh,
God. So don't be offended if we're in deep sleep any minute. That's that. Leo had that last week. Leo had that last week. My God. Jill
yep.
Crozian has joined us. So glad it's
Hi,
still there.
Jill.
Yes, it's still there, Jill. Um, and so, yeah, we're going to throw a party. Sudi Rick Caritas has joined us. I'm watching you guys while listening to my Peter, Paul, and Mary album. Rest in peace, Peter Yarrow. Oh, okay, didn't know that he
Oh.
had passed. Um, that's that so many creative people have passed in the last few weeks. It's just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Juliana Cesari, Julie Cesari, she was my director at Tony and Tina's wedding. She cast me in it, and because of her, I have my equity card. I shall never forget that. Never let her forget that. Next year, I won't. I want to see Fab Leo on that calendar. He was in
That
the
was in the
first
first
one,
one.
Julie. Julie, you know what? Text me your address, not here, like in Facebook Messenger. I think I still have a few left from the first year. I will send it to you on me,
That was
on the
the
hump.
first August. The first
He was
Leo
Mr.
of the
August
season.
2022. Oh, yeah, he was in there.
And
Yes,
Janet Jackson envies my slip.
that's right. A
Mm-hmm.
wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
All right. So many things to talk about, but
Oh, you
so
know who I forgot last week when we were talking about those that we honored and passed? Do you
who?
watch CBS Sunday Morning?
Yes,
Did you? Okay, Charles Osgood was a host for many, many years,
yes,
and he came into Patrol. Now, I watched CBS Sunday Morning
yes,
since
you're
I was
right.
a kid, and when I'm a weirdo. Other big celebrities come in. De Niro comes in. Naomi Campbell. I'm like, eh. Charles Osgood comes in, and I'm like, move, get out of the way. It's like, and he would come into Petrosian when I was managing, and he would have because he lived right close. And he was like a grandpa. I loved that man. That man was so wonderful. His
So
voice, his
wonderful.
piano playing, and thank you, Charles, for blessing us with your journalistic nature and your history through CBS Sunday
Yes,
mornings.
absolutely. What a legacy, right?
He
Yeah, I'm
was
like you, Leo. I love that stuff too. So,
every Sunday. That's like my church.
I know. I know it's true. So, yeah, we didn't get to include him. We did like a year in review, kind of like memoriam thing last week to thank all these
Hmm.
wonderful people that had passed.
So many
And so,
people.
you know, so many that sometimes you miss one or two. So, anyway, so put that down in your calendar if you're around next Monday night. I'll post about it. It's upstairs at Stonewall. We open the doors at 8. As I said, I'll have snacks and fruity drinks. And just if you want to sign up and just be part of it, like if you want to get up and do a poem or you want to play something or whatever you want, Bill Goffey will be on piano, but that doesn't mean that piano players cannot jump up there and alternate. It's kind of like the musicians party we used to throw years ago, but this one we're including poetry in it now. So please come down. I'm going to make some amazing
And
drinks.
what is poetry but lyrics that haven't been set to music yet?
Yes. I love it. I absolutely love it. So our monologue,
Yeah.
you want to do anything like that? You just want to get up on stage and wish the room well. You can do that too. Annette Zito,
And that,
hello.
oh, she's already got me. She's already hooked me in.
Oh my
Golden
God.
Globes just passed. The Oscar nominations are coming up. It's time.
Listen, Annette, I was going to reach out to you this week because we have to book you on the show. Annette always comes and does our Oscar show because she creates this amazing menu. So why don't you reach out to me, pick the Tuesday that you want, and it's yours. Okay. All right.
I'm
So
hoping that we get an empanada on there.
what, honey?
An empanada because well, I'm thinking we got to wait till the nominations come out, right? But uh, uh, um, uh, who just won the Golden Globe?
Oh,
Emilia, who
Amelia
was it?
Perez.
Emilia Perez. Doesn't it sound like empanada Perez, maybe?
Something. Well, I will tell you, and then we'll have to bring Henry in. I will tell you, there are two movies that I watched this week that I'm trying to watch as many movies and series as possible. I don't want to watch the news. I'm refusing. I listen to local news and I get my news, and sometimes I shut that off too. But I am not giving cable news my time. I've been watching lots of movies and listening to a lot of audiobooks and reading a lot of books. So my picks of the week this week, I out of curiosity, I watched Amelia Perez. Now it's not going to be for everybody, but I got to tell you something. It was brilliant, and I'll tell you why. You may not like it, but I loved it. It's so fascinating and so different than anything you have ever seen. The story is like it's out there, and yet it's so human. And whether you agree with it or not, you're going to not be able to forget it. So I think you should definitely watch it before the Oscars. Before you make any judgment, watch it. I will say this, and I almost hate to say it because I like her, but I didn't think that Selena Gomez was so great. I didn't. I mean, maybe a lot of people like her performance. I thought I didn't
But
think it was
Zoe
the
won the
best.
Golden Globe though. Zoe Saldana is the one that won
Yes,
the
but
Golden Globe.
I think that the woman that played Amelia Perez she was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Okay. But anyway, that now if you just want that's heavy, it's a heavy movie. You want something goofy that you can just watch while you're in bed and do nothing and just lose yourself and laugh and laugh and laugh. I watched last night The Fall Guy with
Oh
Ryan
really?
Gosling Jr. Oh my God, I love him. Ryan Gosling. He's one of my favorites. He can make me laugh no matter what. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, their chemistry is so good. And the movie's about a stuntman, and it's hysterical.
Well, it's based on that loosely
On The
based on
Fall
that
Guy, right? Lee
80s The Fall
Majors.
Guys. Lee Majors, remember
Of
that?
course.
Adrian Zmed was also in The Fall. No, that was CJ Hooker. Sorry, I'm
Yes.
getting my
But
series mixed
anyway,
up.
if you those are my two picks of the week.
How
Um,
about Conclave? Have you seen Conclave?
not yet.
That
I
was the
don't
Catholic movie. That I liked it. Isabella Rossellini was excellent in it, and
she's great, yeah.
I love the politics of the Catholicism, even though it's
Yeah,
far
no, I
removed.
know.
But I grew
I
up
know.
Catholic. What can I
I'll
say?
I'll watch all of them, but that's what I watched this week and I really liked it. I liked both of them for completely different reasons. I had to
It's
watch
really
The Fall Guy to
let's say
get rid of the other
out of
one.
that one.
Yeah,
Showing
only
me this
because it's
family
intense.
sushi in a movie in Rome without olive oil and eating that was a little weird for me.
Right. That was really funny. That was really funny. I thought the hostess was great. The woman who hosted it.
Oh yes,
Yeah, she was really
Nikki
funny.
Glaser. She
Yes.
did
Look
really
who's
funny.
joined us. Sylvia Santoro has joined us. Sylvia has a birthday coming up in January. I think it's the 20th, if I'm not mistaken, Sil. And I'm going to come out and visit you very, very soon. I'm gonna call you this week and we're going to make some plans. I'm going to be in Jersey a lot in the next few weeks, and I'm going to come out to see you. Okay, Nikki Glazer. Yes. Now, please, I'm dying. I'm dying to bring him out.
Let's do
First of
it.
all, yes, we love him so much as a person. He is so talented. I worked with him in piano bar for many
He's one of the
years.
sweetest men that I've met
Yeah,
there in New York was
yeah,
Henry,
and
and a
talented.
lasting impression.
And just recently, I found out that he is also a songwriter. He just released an album. And, like everything else that comes on the show, I make sure I do my research. And, sometimes you put stuff on and you go, oh, that's good. I was completely transported. And it was exactly what I needed. I listened to the album 3 times in a row, and, then I listened to it again to take notes, and I loved it. Leo, are we ready to bring in our friend
Oh,
Henry
weeks
Kapersky,
ago we've been ready.
songwriter Henki Skidu?
Hello, Maria and Leo.
Oh my god. Hello, my love. How are you?
I'm feeling so good because I'm with you two, and I got to, and just being here the last 20 minutes, I just reminds me how much fun it was to work with you. Just whether you're talking or singing, I just feel your joy
Oh,
channeling through you, and so I can't
well,
help but feel amazing.
thank you, honey. You know, I feel like, and you and I have had many rides home together, you know,
Hmm.
because we lived in the same neighborhood around, I mean, give or take
Yeah.
20,
Well,
30 blocks.
and we should say like 4:45 a.m. ride homes.
Oh, yeah, coming home from piano bar. Those are long, long nights. Some of them were during COVID, right? During
Hmm.
that time or right before it.
Or right before it, yeah.
Right before it. So we had a lot of wonderful conversations, and I still remember them, Henry. I
I do
remember
too.
our conversations. They were really good. They stayed with me. Now, Henry, you're not in New York anymore, right?
I moved to LA in 2021.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
did you have a particular reason, or did you just want to get out of New York?
I guess cuz I wanted something different.
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling like I was just kind of butting my head into the same wall over and over
Yeah.
again. And sometimes it was fun, but sometimes it hurt. And I just wanted to see what would happen. And during COVID, I was dating someone who's from LA. So I was
Right.
spending lots of time here during COVID. And I thought, wow, the weather's really nice here. So, and during COVID, having outdoor space was so crucial.
Amazing. Yeah.
So I thought, I'll give it a try. So in September of 2021, I moved to LA.
Wow. Yeah. No, I'm a huge fan of California. So I
Mm,
completely know what you mean. When I go out there, I feel like I'm in another world and I feel really happy. So I get
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. And I miss New York every day,
Of
especially at
course.
nighttime.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different world at night, right? You have to like, I think, I don't know LA like you guys know it, but I think you have to have a specific place you're going or an event you're going to. It's not
Hmm.
like you would just get in your car and be like, oh, I'm just going to drive around and pop my head in different bars and see if there's music, you
Yeah,
know?
you need to have an objective when you leave the house.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's a good way to put it. And I have a lot of friends out there, Henry. So
Mm,
next time I come out now, I usually get together with my friends out there. We have like a little get together. So I'm gonna reach out to you now.
I didn't
please.
even know that. I'm south of you. I'm southeast of you, close to Palm Springs.
Wait, you're in Palm Springs right now?
I live in Idlewild, the mountains that right above Palm Springs.
I want to go there. I've heard that's beautiful.
You have to
You
come
come,
go visit
come
Leo.
visit.
Okay. Okay.
Come stay in the woods for a week and just hang out. And I'll make you dinner, and you can meet family and just
You're
be
gonna
in the woods
love
and
it.
enjoy it.
I have
Sounds
my shirt
incredible.
on that Leo sent me, Idlewild. See, that's where he
Oh,
lives.
wow, Leo. And when did you move there?
I've been here since 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
His
Wow,
March
that's
family's out
incredible.
2020.
there.
Mm,
So that's definitely, I want to hear all
Yeah.
about it, guys, when that happens. And we have so many friends out there, so many friends in Palm Springs, in LA, and they'll pop
Mm-hmm.
on like Sudi Rick Caritas, who's a friend of ours, who's a screenwriter, and he also writes songs and different things. And he's really a funny guy, and he's written books, and
oh,
he's
Mm-hmm.
wow.
out there as well. So when I was out there last time, I saw him. My friend Michael Woolley, Leon Woolley, he's a
Mm-hmm.
songwriter. I'm not songwriter, I'm sorry. He's a screenwriter and also an actor, many, many years out there. So you would love everybody out there. Adrian
And Julie
Christian's out there.
Cesari's out here in Santa Monica.
Julie Cesari. Adrian Christian was on our show last week. He was wonderful. We love
Wow.
Adrian.
I
Yeah.
mean, anyone
So
who's friends with either of you.
well,
Yeah.
you yeah, they would love you too. Now, everybody is dying to know, how did you choose your songwriter name? Hi, Adrian. There he is. Hi, my love. You were wonderful last week, Adrian. It was such a beautiful show. Thank you. We just like Adrian and I are like, as this Italian word, chiacchierone means chatty Cathy. So we just kept talking. But
What,
and Leo,
Cacchiaroni? Cacchiaroni?
chiacchia, it's like kia,
Chia.
yeah, like
So
Chianti,
close.
chiacchierone,
Chiacchia. Chiacchierone.
chiacchierone. It's like like a yappity yap. It's like a chatty Cathy, but a chiacchierone. To chiacchiera means someone that's like pop, 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 like me. I'm a chiacchierone. And
It's messed up to me.
pop, 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 pop.
I was watching the Riverdale's Raymond and they were doing that.
Right. It's Italian puppets. But anyway, Henry, I'm sorry. Let's get back to how did you tell us the transformation of Henry Kaspersky into Henki Skidu and what does it mean? And then I'm dying to talk about your album. So go ahead, honey.
Okay. So this all goes back to 2020 COVID times. All our gigs were gone all of a sudden, and I was home with a lot of time, and I started composing music just on my computer with my keyboard. Mostly kind of experimental ambient sounds, just like mostly just trying to feel good. So I was just trying to play
Right.
soothing things for myself.
Yep.
And I thought, this is so different than anything I've ever done in my life. You know, as in New York, I'm playing at Brandy's at the Duplex. I'm not playing experimental stuff.
Right.
Or as a music director, whatever. So I thought this feels so different than Henry Kaspersky. And so I thought I should explore like a different persona that I could really just put on, a different suit when I compose so that I can feel free and not think like, well, how would Henry approach this? Because I don't really want to know. I want something that's coming from somewhere else. And then it was on Halloween. Throughout COVID, I also got really interested in Sumerian mythology. So Sumeria,
I don't know what that is. Tell me. I'm sure one of our guests knows, Danielle. She's a medium and a psychic, and she knows all that stuff. But tell me, I don't know what it means.
Okay, so Sumeria is one of the first human civilizations ever. They this group of people, they were in what is now present day Iran, and I should know this, but we're talking like 20,000 years ago. This is like, and this is the Sumerians invented writing. They invented math. So you get the idea of how early this civilization is. And it was the first city, I'm pretty sure. If anyone wants to fact check me on any of this, please do. It was the first, functioning city before it was, tribes that traveled from place to place and whatnot. And the first written story came from Sumeria. It's called the Gilgamesh. And in Sumerian mythology, they just, like Greek mythology, they have all these gods that created the universe, and they all have their different roles. And in Sumerian mythology, there was two main head gods named Enlil and Enki. And Enlil is kind of like the grumpy, like fatherly, like do what I say god. And Enlil was the more fun, loving, exciting god, and he created humans. So the Sumerians say. And I was just really fascinated by Enki, and I love his name. And I just started to kind of fixate on him. And I looked up many different, I researched a lot about him at this time during COVID. And, all the mythologies are connected. Like Sumerian mythology eventually bled into Greek and Roman mythology. So some people say that Poseidon is Enki, and some people say
I love Poseidon. He fascinates me. That god
me too.
Fascinates me.
Yeah, because Enki was associated with water and the sea, and life emerged from the sea.
Wow.
And Enlil, his brother, the grumpy one, is associated with Zeus. Here we go.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right.
That makes sense. Mathematics. Look at that. Who's
So,
doing
and
all this
then,
research? Leo? Fantastic.
yeah, this is good. They invented the plow. They invented the 60-minute hour, and we're still using that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, you
Thanks,
could spend
fellas.
a long time researching the Sumerians.
Wow.
This is making me want to get back into it. I kind of left off once the world turned back on.
I know, that's the thing. And different as it was, a lot of things had not changed at all.
So
Um,
true. Um,
just things shifted for sure.
oh yeah. And it's all part of what we're talking about now. Like something was shifting inside me because there
Yeah.
was this space to do so.
Henry, let me ask you this. Do you also feel, because I felt this a lot. I don't know. I don't it sounds like this happened to you too. Did you almost feel like, because as artists we're always moving, right? As musicians, and we're always moving, moving, moving. And it forced us to stay still. And it's almost like we became channels for other
Yeah,
things. Because I did a
definitely.
lot of writing, and it was almost like channeling rather than writing. It was very different than anything I had ever done before.
Was it like poetry or just your thoughts
You
or
know,
like
I
what
I
was
let
it?
myself, one night it happened that I was kind of having like I was freaking out. I was afraid that everybody was gonna die. I was having one of those and I'm not a person prone to any anxiety attacks or anything like that. That's not my nature. I
Yeah.
mean, whatever. It's episodic. I mean, it's situational if something. But what I did was, one night I was having a little bit of a rough time, and I said, "Okay, I could die. Let me just go into my Google Docs and write." And I just started with, if anything should happen to me. And what came out was it was as if I had literally opened these floodgates and I couldn't stop writing. And I was just typing, like, I was going to start by saying, I have some money in this place, and then I have, make sure you can find my birth certificate. And it wasn't anything like that. It was just, these are the people that I've loved. This is who's touched my life. This is what I believe in. This is what is important. And it was just like I couldn't stop. And then I felt so good afterwards. I cried, and I felt so relieved that I said, you know what, I have to start a writing group. So I went to my computer and I emailed, like, I picked like 7 women that I absolutely, that had changed my life in some way, as friends. And I emailed them and I said, I want to start a women's writers group. We can pick any night we want. Would you be interested? And every one of them said yes. And so we met every Wednesday night, and I would give like 12 prompts. I would email them 12 prompts and say, you can choose anyone you want or as many as you want. And you have to come to our Zoom class or Zoom meeting with something written. And it was great. People wrote monologues, they wrote poems, they wrote songs. It was fantastic.
That sounds so healthy. Sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're such a leader. I would like
Well, I'm kind of like ants in my pants type person, so I have to do something, you know? I like groups
yeah.
too. I really like groups.
Mm,
Feel like a lot
yeah.
happens in groups.
Yeah, that's how we get things done.
So Henry, now, as you said yourself, and I completely agree. The way that what you played, and you used to play for a lot of auditions, a lot of right show auditions, and so you tended to lean more towards musical theater and pop, right?
Mhm.
And then this album is very different. So what would you
Yes.
attribute that to? Would you say that it's because of like you said, you wanted to kind of just go somewhere else during COVID, and that's what you found, and hence Henki Skidu?
Yes and no. So, where do I start? Uh, I
Well,
lost my train of thought.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna start with some of the songs. I loved every song in your album, every one of
Thank
them,
you.
and I listened to the album 3 times in a
Thank you
row.
so much.
Oh my
Thank
god.
you.
But I will say this, Henry, there were songs that spoke to me, like, I loved all of them, and I got lost in all of them. Now, this is the interesting thing. You talked about Poseidon, and you talked about the water and all that with those gods. The first song on your album is called Lake Michigan. and you grew up in Michigan.
Notion.
Oh my God. And I can't wait to listen to it again after the show. So, but this, I feel like, Leo, play a tiny bit of that, just a tiny bit of that, like you just did. So when you listen to this song, it's the first song on the album.
Seem to wash away.
And this does not do it
Lake
justice.
Michigan.
Okay, so stop right there, Leo. Thank you. So what I love about this, and I encourage everyone after the show or whenever you can to go to Spotify or songwriting platforms and type in Henki Skidu. We'll put it under there. And the name of the album is Spring Water. And listen to it the way it is designed to listen to it. Don't just let it flow the way it's supposed to flow. Lake Michigan is the first song. You're from Michigan. And I literally felt when I was listening to you, Henry, that I was on the water with you. The way that you wrote it and your producer produced it, and it's it's like the wave is literally, I'm on a boat with you, and I lose myself immediately. First song,
Oh,
immediately
good.
lost myself, and boy did I need it, because we don't realize, especially living in the city, how stressed out we really are. So this, folks, this is a great album to listen to before you're going to go to bed, because it's going to clear your mind of all the garbage of the day. Or it's also a great album to wake up to, because it's going to start you on the right path. So that was so beautiful. Melodically, I love where it's almost like you're riding that crest, and you did that in your melody. The other one, it made all the difference. That's the name of the song. And this
Passing at these house on the left, her kids used to do this too. Silly feeling in my chest, can't remember why I was so blue.
And this is what I heard. And then you can, I just want to tell you what I heard before you jump in there, because I don't want people to think, oh, I just said it because you said it. So what I heard was, we all have this feeling, no matter how old we get. And Henry, I'm 62, and I still get this feeling when I go home. You talk about the road going to your high school, the road that you drove down on the way, and we all get that feeling. It doesn't matter how old we are. It's nostalgia. It pulls us right back there. We remember every feeling, every memory. It's so raw still. It doesn't matter when. And you can, every smell, it's just beautiful, this song. And everyone will identify with it for whatever reason. You're going to love this. This is called It Made All the Difference. These are my standouts. I mean, my picks, but the whole album is amazing. I love UFO. And not for the reasons that you think I loved it. I love it because of the metaphor of just trusting something you don't know. Trusting something you don't know, and and being so okay with wanting to leave where you are, that you're okay with it. I was like blown away. Wow. This is an album for this year, because we are going into the great unknown. And I suggest that you listen to Henki Skidu's Spring Water, because it won't matter if you don't know what to do. You're going to feel better listening to this album. And Random Spoons is so beautiful in the most romantic, specific way that only couples will understand this. If you're with someone, there are specific things they do that are so cute that only the two of you really might think are cute. But what you did is it was like an homage to that. And it was an homage to the idiosyncrasies of a relationship. That's what I got from it. Now, and then I want you to jump in and tell me everything and now, people, places, and things. I'm going to cry, but.
Know your purpose, start today. Maybe life's about people, could be places or things. Good privilege.
Now, that is the closest to a musical theater song that I've heard you do, right? It has certain musical components that I'm used to from you. And I was glad you put it in there. And yet it still has that ethereal, like let go, like you're floating in the sky. And my favorite line in it is seek out what will make you cry.
Mm.
Whoa, I cried. It's beautiful. And then evaporate.
Mm.
I started seeing things a different way. It's all gonna end someday. After all life will fade away.
Henry, what have you done here? Evaporate is, I'm going to venture to say, this is one of the most beautiful pieces of work I have ever heard. And I'll tell you
Wow.
why. Because this is just my take. It's just my take. That's why I want all of you there to listen to it as soon as you can, because it will transport you somewhere else. This song, I think we all secretly will have this fear of dying. We all have it. We don't talk about it, but we have it. And it's looming forever. It's between dying and or losing someone in our lives. And I think it's that question of like, what have I done with my life? What has someone else done with their life? And this is such an homage to someone. I won't talk about who it is. Someone in your life. A lot of people. There are a lot of people come up. What you said about your grandfather was so beautiful. Forget it. I lost it. Lost it in the car driving around, looking for a parking space. And then Henry, that beautiful portrait of that woman that you painted, uh, I can't say enough. That is one of the most beautiful songs ever written. It is also it reminded me, I was like, who does this remind me of? Art Garfunkel. I
Wow.
love Simon Garfunkel, but I prefer Garfunkel. Most people are the opposite way. And I
I
love
love
his,
Art Garfunkel.
oh my God. Well, I completely got that with this song. The melody and it's just the way that there's wind in it without forcing it. That's very Art Garfunkel. I could listen to Art Garfunkel all day and just get lost. I used to listen to him so much, like I love that album with Disney Girls on it and all that. So
You're making
this
me
is
want to listen to him more. I only know a few
um,
of just Art Garfunkel songs. So send me your favorites.
okay, I will. And I love the Breakaway, I think is the name of the album. It came out in the late 90s, I want to say.
Writing it down.
Oh my God, Henry, you're gonna say, wow. You have managed to, and another thing I want to say about this album, and I am of a different generation than you, much older than you. What you managed to do also in the production and the just the way that you presented it, with the other instruments as well, and I want you to talk about that in a minute. You brought me back to like some of the songs, late 60s, early 70s, and the way that music used to be, where it was so beautiful and simple, and it had a message and it lifted you. Like there was something about it was just reminiscent of artists of that time. And I don't mean the Motown, I mean the folky kind of pop stuff. So folks, please, especially the music people out there, you know who you are. Go and listen to Spring Water by Henki Skidu and tell me what you think. And there's many more songs on it, but those were my standouts. Now, I have talked enough, Henry. So tell me what you think. Tell me what.
First of all, thank you. This is, when you create something, the best part is hearing what your friends think. That's what I think. And this is the most, I just feel so grateful that you listened so carefully and with such attention and love. And so thank you, first of all, for that.
It was my pleasure, and it
I
was
just,
so easy.
good. My heart is bursting out of my chest. I'll say that. So yes, you know me more from my music theater world and music direction stuff. So a year ago, I decided I wanted to start learning to play guitar.
Mm,
And
right.
Yeah,
You
and
played
I've
piano
owned a
most
guitar
of
for
the time?
years. Yeah, I played piano my whole life, and I never really played guitar, but I inherited a guitar from an ex-boyfriend years ago. And I've had this guitar, and finally about a year and a half ago, I started learning chords, and it unlocked something in me composition and songwriting, because on piano, I feel like I know too much.
Mm,
I know I can, with a piano, you can play anything kind of. And
right.
so I would, when I would try to write, everything was very cranial and just too clever or something. You know what I mean? So when I started playing guitar, I was very limited because it's a new instrument, but also, I was doing just strumming. You can't be clever when all you can do is just strum. And it unlocked this new area of my brain, and these songs just came through so easily, the melodies and the lyrics, because my brain was out of the way, because I couldn't use my brain. It was more my body. um, and then the other aspect of it, my friend Nick Anton is the my friend who produced the album.
Amazing.
And
Please tell him it's brilliant.
I will. I agree that he did an incredible job, and his world is strings, guitar. He's an amazing cellist and bassist. Like, he is a string master, and also I think I his like genre that he lives in the most is like this folk rock
Yep.
world. Like, he played for Waitress for years,
Oh,
the
really?
musical. Yeah,
Wow. And I
on Broadway and
love
the
that
tour.
musical.
Yeah, me too.
Wow.
So that is the reason this album sounds so different than what I am known for in New York.
Yes.
Is me learning to play guitar and teaming up with the brilliant Nick Anton. Um,
Beautiful work.
Thank you.
Now, Henry, do you also play the sax?
Yes, I actually went to school for jazz saxophone and
That's what I
classical
thought. Did you
bassoon.
play on this album?
Yeah, any tenor saxophone you hear is me.
I knew it.
Yep. And there's bassoon on that I'm playing on there. I'm playing
Right.
clarinet and
How about the flute?
accordion.
Are you playing the flute too?
I'm playing flute on some of it, but on it made all the difference. I got my friend Sheila, who is from Cuba, and she lives in LA here now. We met at a gig in Boston. I was backstage and I heard this flute playing, and I thought, this is the best flute playing I've ever heard in my life. And so I asked my phone, I said, "What is this?" Thinking it would be like, "This is blah, blah." You know how you can do that?
Yeah.
Well, my phone was like, "This, we don't know what it is." And so I realized it was a live person playing flute. And I walked out, and there's this woman, and she's gorgeous. And so I went up to her after she was done, and I introduced myself, and we exchanged contact info. And then she was moving to LA. And when I was recording this song with Nick, I said, there has to be a flute solo on it, and it has to be my friend Sheila.
It's
And
beautiful. I noticed it right away.
thank you. When she plays, it makes me cry every time I listen to the song, her flute playing.
Yes.
Um,
But I knew that was you on sax. I knew it. I was like, wait a minute, that's Henry. Yeah, because I know you're sax playing. I think I've heard you play a few times.
Thank you. Yeah.
Leo, did you want to jump in and say something?
I did. We have a friend that wants to share something, and so I thought I'd share it. And with a question, though, since you've been on this journey from musical theater to this album, what do you say to this guy?
Whoa. Oh my goodness. Less airbrush.
So that's a headshot by Bill Goffey of Henry when he
Mhm.
first moved to the city. How old are you, Henry? Like
I must have been,
18 or 19?
I think probably like 21,
Wow.
maybe 22. Wow, Bill. Oh my goodness.
Bill Goffey took that headshot.
Oh, I can't believe that's me. I
I
haven't seen that
know.
in
It doesn't even look
forever.
like it.
Oh,
That's a throwback.
Bill. I love you, Bill. Wow. Thank you for taking my pictures all those years ago.
Bill is great. Bill took my pictures too, and he'll take my next pictures as well. If you need a headshot photographer, Bill's your guy.
Bill is
And
one of the
he's great.
first people I met in New York City.
Yeah.
That
He's a good
befriended me and
friend.
said, "Let me help you out." And yeah, I
Wait,
love
do you
Bill.
play accordion as well?
I do, yeah. I'm Polish. It's part of the gig.
Yeah.
And
Well, Italians too. Italian boys. We always had one in a family that played the accordion. It's a
oh,
thing.
wow.
Yeah. And Polish, oh, forget about it. You had
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't
Polish
start
music,
playing accordion.
Mexican music. You're in
Mexican
Los
music.
Angeles, so it's about the.
Oh,
Yes,
you're
I love
right.
hearing it in Los Angeles. The mariachi, yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's right. It's so
gorgeous.
cool.
Hmm.
It's so cool. Listen, we have to stop for a second because we have to do the food section of our show.
Ooh.
Yeah, we have a food section. We forgot last week, Leo. We forgot to
Well,
do
there
our
was.
food section because Adrian and I were chiacchierone.
Mhm.
Anyway, so what did I do tonight? Now this is important because one of Leo's Leo is in this. So Leo sent me for Christmas some mole
Oh,
that he made. And I used it. I put some in the freezer. I'm like, I want to put some in the freezer and some I will eat. But it doesn't last forever. So I put it in the freezer and then I defrosted it. So I made roasted chicken
mm,
and I cooked it with rice, carrots, peas, and corn. And I have tomatoes, chives, and lime here, and a jalapeno lime truffle sauce. And this is on a soft tortilla. So I grilled it the way Leo showed me to do it on the stove. Leo's mole is the star of this, and so this smells divine. So this is Leo inspired, and underneath here is a tortilla. You can't really see it, but it's in there. So that's what
if
I
anybody
made.
wants ingredients for that in the mole, there is tomatoes, chili peppers, guajillos, and anchos. There is cinnamon sticks, pumpkin seeds.
Wow.
Um, there is also, and then I don't use. I'm allergic to nuts, and you guys are cool, but I'm allergic to nuts that you eat, and so I have to use other aspects. And in mole, there's usually like something like 15 or more ingredients in this.
Mm.
So I use berries. So my
Oh my God.
chocolate
It
and
was
cinnamon
incredible.
is got berries in it.
So good, Leo. Standing ovation for your mole. Standing ovation. And I was smart enough to freeze one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now from our salad tonight, this is kale, radicchio, Persian cucumbers, sliced almonds, and I have a honey ginger balsamic vinegar and a toasted sesame olive oil with that. So that's what we're having there, and still going with the wintry thing. And then these are one of my favorite snacks from Trader Joe's: chocolate covered marshmallows, dark chocolate covered marshmallows. So that's our
Whoa.
Does it
dinner
have
for
the base
tonight.
on it? Does
What,
it have
honey?
like a cookie underneath it, or just the
No,
marshmallow?
just the marshmallow, which means I can eat like 7 in a row. It's like ridiculous. I got to stop eating. I have to. I'm going back on the keto because I can't fit into any clothes. Now, so Henry, you play all these instruments. Oh, Jude. Oh, look at that. Eudenia Mesa Dominguez. Ants in your pants is an
Mm-hmm.
understatement. That's my girlfriend. But now she's also Cuban. She was born in Cuba. So when you said that, I thought of her right away. And there she is. Ants in your pants. Yes, honey, that is true. I'm kind of one of those people. Let me see who else has checked in with us. John. Oh, well, yeah, we got all these. Darius Frowner is watching.
Hey,
How
Darius.
cool. Hi, Darius. Darius, we're having a party next Monday at the Stonewall. If you're free, I hope you'll join us. Upstairs, it's like an open mic fun thing. Brandon Cutrell is watching. Bill
Hi,
Goffey, of
Brandon.
course. Yes, Brandon's wonderful. I recently saw him. Sylvia Santoro and Zito. Okay, good. So we covered our friends, and more people will watch us in replay. So you can watch us in replay on Facebook, of course, on my page, Leo's page, whatever page you guys share to. Henry, you're welcome to share this to your page after or whatever. And you can also see it on our What's the Story with Maria page or our YouTube page. So lots of places. And then you can listen to it in podcast and all podcast platforms that Leo has put us on. So, Henry, this just dropped last week, right? 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. Yep, on the 27th of December, which was my birthday.
Oh my God.
So,
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
thank you. Thank you.
Oh
What
my
are you,
God.
Maria? I
I'm
know
a
Leo's a
Gemini.
Leo.
I'm a
Gemini.
classic Gemini. I'm
I'm a
matrix.
Okay.
Sagittarian.
and he's
Oh,
a
you're a
Sagittarius.
Sagittarian. Oh,
That's why
okay.
he's so nice and grounded. That's why I
Still
love him.
fire,
Oh.
just king of the fires, king of the flames.
Me and Susie Campanero are Geminis. Can you say? Can you tell? They're like 14 for their whole lives. Don't. They're just crazy, but they're fun. They're fun at a party.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what we're supposed to be.
my thing with Geminis, and it works with the twins thing. We either get along so well and we're in love, or we should not be in the same room.
Right. Well, the men are very different, Henry.
Oh, I know.
Very different than the women. Yeah.
No,
Male
I
Geminis are very different. Jill Crozian has joined us. She was there before, but I did want to mention it.
And she's in
And
Palm Springs too.
yeah, she's in Palm Springs
oh,
too. How cool is that? So, all right, everybody, we will remind you that the name of the album is Spring Water. There are how many tracks on the album, Henry?
9 tracks.
9 tracks.
It's
It's
about 40 minutes.
it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And Henry, I love what you said about the guitar and how it's, the piano was, it's what you play. So I don't know the word you use, but not technical, but it's you
Cranial is what I said.
right,
Yeah.
right. So that's what it is. Where with the guitar, it just was like free flowing, right?
Yeah. It just made a lot of space in my head, I guess.
Yeah. And this other thing was channeled. You channeled something.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I feel different now because this whole other side of me has been opened up that I didn't know was there.
It's fantastic. It's
Thank you.
fantastic, honey. I really hope that everybody goes and checks it out and follow Henry on Henki Skidu on Instagram. I'm not Instagram. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, you're on
Yeah.
Instagram
Yeah.
as okay.
That'd be great.
Instagram and where else? Let me see. You say it. You say it and spell it.
So it's Henki Skidu, HenkiSkidu. Henki
Do,
Skidu.
herenow.com. And you can check that out and follow Henry. And also, you already have like over 5,000 followers on Spotify, and it's only been like a week.
I I know. I feel so blessed that the album has been resonating, I guess, because
Yeah,
before that I had like 14. So this is a big change.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
really
it's
good.
on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, Pandora, and Deezer. So there's many different platforms that you can get it on.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And Henry, I mean, I've always thought you were so talented anyway, and just so lovely to work with and easy to work with and charming, and I loved our conversations or late night rides. I always love them. But I got to say, I want to thank you because this album is what I will listen to when I need to de-stress and when I need to let go of things that are earthly.
That makes me so happy. I want to have a purpose. So
Beautiful, honey. Well,
thank
just
you.
like your song Evaporate talks about, you did it. You did it. You do have a purpose. You had a purpose before, and now you have an even broader purpose. And my best friend and I, Lynn Portis, we always talk about our body. What do we leave on this earth if not our
Mm,
body of work, right? And
mm-hmm.
and I mean that's what we leave, and otherwise we're just dust. And when this song like when you talked about evaporate, I was like, and then the metaphor. I don't want to give it away. I want people to listen to it on their own. And
Mm.
you will hear. I promise you. Actually, you should listen to it alone the first time because you're gonna cry. Men and women, you are going to shed some tears with the song "Evaporate," and also people, places, and things.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, Henry, it's spectacular. Okay, so Henry, I always ask my guests and all three of us can do this because this is very important. We're starting a new year. There are challenges ahead, and it's going into the great unknown, right? As artists, I always ask my guests to leave people with something hopeful about being creative. What would you say, Henry?
Something
What would
hopeful
you
about
leave
me.
us, or just about going into this year with your creativity?
I My word for 2025 for myself that I've chosen is commitment. And I want to the main place I'm using commitment is staying committed to my dream of a more connected humanity.
Mm,
Like trusting, like not becoming disenchanted and losing my belief that we can learn to love each other better. And I know how to love people, I know how to dream, but I what I would like to be better at is committing and staying on it. Like I do not want to waver. I want to stay. I want my perception to stay here of like seeing that no matter how a person is acting, there's love in them. And if you can see that love, it will be reflected and you can connect.
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Leo, leave us with something.
Well, I continue with my dream board with my kids, and what Henry said really rings through because connected to the word dream is kindness, karma, gratitude, belief, and commitment. If you want your dreams to come true, all those elements have to be present.
I
Mm.
love it. I love it. And one of my friends used to say the fortune is in the follow through. She always used to say that. And it's not about the fortune. It's, to me, the gift is in completing something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to put this out there for myself. I want to not just stay open, but really plug in, because there's so much to create this year, and the world needs us. The world needs us
Mm.
to keep creating. We've gone through many difficult times in this universe over and over and over again, and people created some of the most beautiful work during those horrible times. So I love what you said, Henry, about let's love each other, let's stick together, and I'm gonna just listen to beautiful albums like Spring Water, and it's gonna inspire me. Okay, everybody. Um, John Pietera says, amazing inspiration, great show. See you at Stonewall. Yes, please, John. And please read some of your poems. That would be incredible.
Oh, you
John is
guys are
an
getting
incredible
so
poet.
lucky.
I know. I can't wait. And I'm going to make black and blue. I'm going to bring blackberries and blueberries for you and Lori, because I make them black and blue Manhattans. So I muddle
Ooh.
black and
Wow.
blueberries. I
Oh,
know.
take me back.
I know. All right. I love all of you. I love you two boys so much.
I
And
love you both.
everybody, oh my God, out there, Henki
You
Skidu.
so close, Henky. You so
I
close now.
know
You're
you
so
guys gonna have
legend.
to get together and take some pictures. Thank you, Henry, for your beautiful work, your beautiful spirit. You're just a gorgeous human being. You're like a little angel, and we could all use a little more Henry Kapersky.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
so
you so
go.
much.
Promise me, everybody. Raise your hands. I can see you. Raise your hands. Who is going to listen to Henry's music after this? All of you will. Spring Water. Please. Thank you, everybody. Henry, Leo, our audience, we love and appreciate you. Good night. We'll see you next week.